Good morning, students. Today we are going to continue the second chapter, Animation Tools in Fig. In this tutorial we will cover toolbox, layers and different tools of Synfig Studio. So let us move. The toolbox. The toolbox is the main window which contains system menu and tools to create and edit our artwork. Closing the toolbox exits the application. Even if we have several projects open, there will be only one toolbox for all. Using the toolbox, we can create a new file, open an existing file, save the file and set up the properties. The toolbox also contains general tools like circle, rectangle, transform and other for creating and editing objects. Toolbox palettes. The toolbox window is separated into three palettes, that is upper palette, middle palette and lower palette. Here you can see the toolbox which is divided into three palettes. That this is upper palette, it contains different system tools, middle palette which contain different object tools, that is tools to create objects, and lower palettes contain different tool options. Upper palette. The upper palette contains buttons for standard file operations like creating a new file, opening a file, save all files, undo and redo, as well as access to the settings dialogs and the help system. Middle palette. In the middle palette, we have tools like circle, rectangle, transform and others for creating and manipulating objects. We will discuss tools in later part of this presentation. Lower palette. The lowest palette contains default settings for new layers like foreground and background color. It creates the fill and outline colors of the object. When we create a layer without outline, then it has only fill color. We can change the color by clicking on fill or outline color. Brush size, that is sets the brush size for outline color. Blend method, that sets the blend method, which will be discussed later. It is set to by layer default. Now in the older version it is set as a by layer default, but now it is given as composite. Opacity. It controls the layer's visibility. That is 0 means layer is invisible and 1 means layer is visible. We will see the opacity when we will start with the animations. Okay, gradient, that is used by gradient layer as their fill. It sets to the default gradient by layer default between foreground and background color. Now gradient is basically used to set the colors for the transitions of gradients. And interpolation. Each waypoint has an interpolation settings which determines the manner in which the parameters changes. This interpolation part will be useful when we will see the animation, actual animation in a Synfig. Next part is a canvas. When you open a new file or create a new project, you will see the canvas window. The center part is a canvas window. We can see here. See, this is our toolbox which contain different tools and tool options. All the settings are given here. Now this is the latest version, so the interface is little bit different than it is given in a textbook. Okay, this center part is our canvas. Here you can see different menu items, and this is a caret which again opens different menus which are already given at the top side. Okay, this is the main working area. Now it is by default it is set 100%, but the size we can zoom in or zoom out through this navigator this way. Okay. Okay, it can be seen at the center of the user interface. This is the place where you display your artwork and create animation. Whenever we start Synfig Studio, a new canvas window appears. The area with gray checkboard pattern is a working area in which you can create elements or layers and manipulate them. As I said, this checkerboard pattern, this is our actual working area, or we can say it is our actual canvas where the object will be displayed. For example, suppose I am creating a circle here at the corner side. Now you can see circle is appearing only into the part of canvas, this working area. This part will not be displayed. Okay, so this is our main area. So whatever the object we want to display in our animation, that we have to set accordingly. Okay. In the upper left corner of the canvas window, you can see the little black triangle, that is a caret. You can see this little black triangle, this is the caret which displays the main menu. Clicking on this button, the canvas window menu will pop up, which allows us to access most of the Synfig features. You can also see the timeline, which appears only when you have non-zero duration in the setting dialog box of your project. To the left, you can see the number of current frame, and on the right side, two buttons to switch the animation status and to unlock and lock the keyframe. This is our main canvas, and this part is our timeline. This is our timeline. Okay, and here you can see current frame. This is the 0th frame, and here we are having different buttons to lock or unlock the keyframe, and this is to turn on or turn off the animation mode. Okay, we will see all these buttons, these frames, when we will start with the animation. Currently we are discussing only the interface, so simply look out here. This is our current frame location, means on which frame we are working over here. These are the keyframe lock unlock buttons, and this is the animation editing mode on or off button. These are the different tools ducks options. We will see about it. Okay, so this is the interface. You can see it is a bit different than our interface because it is the older version and we are using the newer version. Panels. Synfig has different types of panels like layers, parameters, history, etc. Panels contains tools and information about certain elements of your project. Now here, this is your vertical dock dialog, and this is your horizontal dock dialog. All the panels are arranged in the form of tabs. Tabs you can see here: forums panel, children panel, keyframe panel. Here also you can see the time track, canvas, canvas metadata. Here navigator, info, palette editor, tool option, then history, then canvas browser, layers, group, and many other panels are there. But the frequently used panels are set onto horizontal dock dialog. This is horizontal dock dialog, and this is vertical dock dialog. The two windows on the bottom and to the right are customizable dock dialogs. Each dock dialog contains a set of panels which are arranged horizontally or vertically. Some panels share same place inside the dock dialog, and we can switch between them by clicking on their tab. We can rearrange the content of dock dialogs by dragging the panel tab to where we want it. If accidentally we closes a panel, then go to the toolbox, select the file panel and click on the name of the panel you need. Then drag the panel into the dock dialog where you want to place. So here you can see this is my vertical dock dialog and this is my horizontal dock dialog. Here you can see this is my canvas browser, this is my palette editor, this is navigator, and this is info panel. Here transform tool, that is a tool option panel, then history panel, layer panel, and sets, that is a group panel. We will do all these settings when we will see the practical part. Okay, different panels. First is the layer panel. It displays the layer of your working canvas. It also allows you to manipulate these layers. Next is the params panel. It shows the currently selected layers parameters. When multiple layers are selected, only the parameters that are common in selected layer are displayed. Next is tool option panel. It shows the options that are specific to the currently selected tool. And navigator, that is, it shows the thumbnail of the image of what the currently selected canvas looks like. We can also zoom in and move the focus around. Let us see all these panels in our interface. See, first is a layer panel. So suppose from here I am selecting one tool, that is rectangle tool. As soon as I am selecting this tool, I can see different tool options of rectangle tool. What is the blend method, what is the opacity, then feather, expansion, all these things. Now suppose I am creating a rectangle from this palette editor. First of all, I am selecting the color. For example, I am selecting blue color and creating a rectangle. Okay, this is the rectangle layer. Now you can see as I created this rectangle, you can see a layer is created in a layer panel. Now suppose again I am selecting this and selecting other color, and suppose I am changing the opacity to 50% and creating a rectangle. You can see half opacity, that is rectangle with a semi-transparency appears over here. Okay, now suppose I am deleting this rectangle, right click and delete. You can see the red color rectangle is created with a semi-transparent color. Okay, I can manipulate this rectangle by these duck points. Okay, now you can see when I am creating this rectangle, automatically this properties or attributes of this rectangle, parameters we can say, is displayed in params panel. Okay, so we saw tools, then tool option. Suppose I am selecting circle, then automatically tool options for circle are displayed over here. When I am creating a circle over here, automatically circle layer is displayed over here, and as soon as the circle layer is created, the parameters of circle layer are displayed over here. Okay, navigator, this is the navigator we have already seen. We can zoom in or zoom out and we can focus over the object. Okay, next is history panel. It keeps the track of all the actions that are done while editing the file. The checkbox column is used to disable the specific action without going through the entire action list. So if we want to redo or undo an action or a group of actions, just click on the checkbox. There are many other panels, and to know about each, simply hold the mouse over it and over its icon, and the tooltip will pop up describing its function. Okay, so let us see here. When I am creating this, I can see all the history, what I have done from the beginning to the last. Okay, Suppose I want to undo any action, I can simply untake all these actions. Okay. Next is tools. Tools helps you to create the artwork for your multimedia project. Synfig provides various tools to create and manipulate an object. Each tool has its own set of options and parameters. Tools are available in the tool option panel and parameters are available in a params panel. When you select a particular tool, the tool option panel displays the options that are available for that tool that we have already seen. First, start with the circle tool. A circle tool is used to create a new circle layer. Circle has a two important parameters, that is center and radius. To draw a circle, select the circle tool, click on the working area where you want the center of the circle to be, and then drag to set the radius this way. Let us see in a practical. I have selected this circle tool. Automatically circle options are available. Simply here I want to create a circle. I am putting, click over here, the center is selected and drag it, and a circle with a particular radius is automatically created. Okay. Ducks. If you want to edit the circle, that is, if you want to increase the radius of the circle or move the circle, then click on the duck as shown. In case the ducks are not visible, then click on the transform tool to see the ducks. Now what is duck? A duck is a handle that is used to control some parameter of a layer. For example, a circle will have two ducks, one to control the position of its center and second is to control the radius. Ducks come in a different color and they have specific meaning. Now here in our practical we will see, here you can see this is my circle layer and I have 2 points. This is the center position point and this is the point to manipulate radius. Okay, so circle has two major points that are called ducks. Okay, now suppose duck is not visible, then either I have to click on this circle layer or simply click on this transform tool and select that layer, and automatically you can see the ducks of different layers we have created. Suppose here I am selecting rectangle layer, I can see the ducks of rectangle. So suppose I am selecting this circle layer, I can see the ducks of this circle. Okay. Ducks color and their use. The color of duck signifies the change in the following aspect of the object. First, green, that is to position of the object. Blue, radius of circle. Orange, vertices. Yellow, curves. And dark blue to change the angle in star. Now this orange and yellow will be used when we have a polygon and spline tool, and dark blue will be used when we have star tool. Sometimes one type of duck interfaces or gets into the way of another duck. You can turn on or turn off the duck by selecting the options present on the top of the canvas window. See, these are the buttons to switch on or switch off particular kind of ducks. Suppose here I am creating a star, selecting different color and creating a, okay, so here I have created a star. Here I can see dark blue color, this is my position, then this is the star angle and this is the radius. Okay, now suppose I want to see only the position, then all these ducks should be made invisible. then I have to simply turn off these buttons and automatically this many points will be invisible. Now I can work with only center. Here also I can see only center. Okay, so these are the ducts and their uses. Rectangle tool. We can use the rectangle tool in the same way we use the circle tool. It is used to create a rectangle layer. To draw a rectangle, select the rectangle tool, click where you want any corner of the rectangle to be, and then drag to the opposite corner. This is rectangle tool displayed. Parameters in params panel. Now, as we have seen, whenever we create any object, a layer is created, and correspondingly we can see different parameters in a params panel. The parameters are displayed in the params panel. As we have two objects on the working area, the parameter panel displays the parameters that are common to the circle and rectangle. This way we can change the single parameter to make the changes to all the objects. If you want to see the parameters of only the rectangle object, then in the layer panel we can select rectangle layer, which will now display the parameter of rectangle only. Now you can see here, suppose I have this star layer. If I am selecting this star layer, I can see the parameters of star only. Suppose I am selecting this circle, I can see the parameters of this circle only. Suppose I am selecting this circle, I can see the parameter of this circle. Same way for the rectangle, you can see the parameters of this rectangle. Now suppose I am selecting all these tools collectively, then I can see the parameters which are common to all these layers. Okay, so if we are selecting multiple layers, then we can see the parameters which are common to all of them. Fine. To see only the parameter of circle, then I have to select a single layer from here. Okay, star, polygon and beeline tool. Star is used to draw the star. Polygon is used to create a polygon object with any number of points, and click on the first point to close it. Same way, beeline tool is used to create the object with any number of points and curves. Click on the beeline tool and start inserting points. To stop the drawing object, right click on the last point and loop it. The ducts for each shape is different and changes accordingly. So let us see. Here I am removing this circle, setting this circle over here, manipulating its radius. You can see a star is created. Now here you can see by default a star is given with only 5 angles or 5 points. This is the rotation duct, so I can rotate the star this way. Now suppose I want to increase the points, then select the star and select the parameter points. Here it is shown 5. Suppose I am changing it to 10 and enter. You can see a star with the 10 points are created. Suppose I am changing it to 24 and the star with the 24 points is created. Suppose I am changing it to 120. You can see these many points. Now suppose I am changing its color using this fill tool and select the color and just click on the object. Now suppose I want to change the color of circle. I am selecting this and select fill tool and click. Okay, now let us see the polygon tool. Select this polygon tool, select the color and start making points. Don't drag the points, simply click through mouse and simply put the points. Don't keep the mouse clicked. Okay, so here you can see a polygon is created. Okay, now I can manipulate all these points. Okay, we can draw any kind of shape. Now suppose I want to create another object with SP-line tool or V-line tool. Then I click on this SP-line tool and create a shape. Just right click on it and loop SP-line. Click on this transform tool and the object is created. Now suppose I want to change its color, then I am selecting a color from here using a fill tool and clicking on it. Now suppose I want to make its smooth curves, then when I am selecting this, I can see only this many points, right? So I am just closing the edges, and now here you can see I can create a smooth curves. Now to manipulate the points, I can use it this way. Okay, so this is how we created a V-line tool object. Okay. Draw tool and fill tool. Draw tool is used to draw any random hand-drawn object. The object drawn through draw tool cannot be edited. So here you can see a pencil icon, that is a draw tool. But whenever I am clicking on this and drawing any object or any random hand-drawn painting, the layer is not created and we cannot undo it. Okay. Okay, so we are not using draw tool. The fill tool changes the color of object, as we have seen. To fill the color of object, select the color from the color palette, select the fill button and then click on the object. This tool has an effect on the following layers: circle layer, rectangle layer, polygon layer, star layer, region layer, outline layer and checkboard layer. Now this fill tool will be effective only on these many types of layers. The other layers are not affected by this tool because they use gradient to fill the visual area. Gradient tool. The gradient tool is used to create a smooth transitions between two or more colors in an object. There are four types of gradients, namely linear, radial, conical and spiral. Linear. This produces a simple transition in a straight line. Set the foreground and background colors. Click wherever you want the gradient to begin and drag to where you want the transition to end. The gradient will be created perpendicular to the line you dragged out. Radial. This produces circular color with the transition being at the center of those circles. Click where you want the center of the circle to be and drag to set the radius of the transition. Conical. This has the appearance of looking down on the top of the cone. The gradient is along the circular arc of the center and goes in all directions. Spiral. This produces the spiral gradient. You can see here, this is a linear gradient, this is a radial gradient, This is a conical gradient and this is a spiral gradient. Now let us see in a practical part. Okay, suppose I am creating here a new file using navigator. I am zooming it in using rectangle. I am creating a rectangle of particular color. Now suppose I am using a gradient. Here you can see I have two colors, yellow and black. Suppose I am changing the color, that is red and black. While selecting the gradient, from here I am selecting the layer type. So here I am selecting linear gradient and simply you can see a transition of red and black color in a linear form. Now suppose I want to make it a radial, then again I am selecting a gradient, selecting a circular, that is a radial gradient. You can see here a radial gradient is created. Okay. Now suppose instead of this I want to create a conical gradient, then select the gradient, select conical gradient, and you can see a conical gradient is created. Now last one is a spiral. So I am selecting this and this is a spiral gradient. Okay. Text tool and transform tool. Text tool allows you to enter the text by creating a text layer. How? That is, select the text tool icon from the toolbox and then click in the canvas window where you want the text layer to be created. A dialog box will appear allowing you to enter the text you want in the created layer. Transform tool, that we know, allows us to select the object and move, rotate, or whatever the actions we need to perform. So let us see. Suppose I am selecting a text tool and clicking at the center, and automatically a dialog box is created. Here I am writing Synfig and clicking OK button, and you can see our text written Synfig is displayed over here. Now this is your position duct. You can position your text from here, and this is the dimension. By this you can set the height and width of the text. Okay. From the parameter you can change the font family, that is serif or sans serif, whatever you need. Okay, so this is a text tool. Okay. Other tools, zoom tool, that is used to get the closer or far away view of the object in the working area. Width tool, it helps to increase or decrease the width of a line. Then smooth move, it works just like a transform tool except when multiple ducts are selected. Scale tool, when we select multiple ducts and drag one of the selected ducts, and other selected ducts will scale relative to the center of the selected tool. Okay, so that's all. Now practice tools in a Synfig Studio. For simplicity, we are creating different objects. So here in a Synfig, I am creating a new file using navigator. I am zooming in the canvas. First I am selecting rectangle, and here I am changing the opacity to 1. for a background. Suppose I'm selecting blue color and creating a rectangle. So this is how a rectangle is created. To create a circle, select the circle, change the color, and here a circle is created. To create a star, select the star, change the color, and draw a star. A star is created. Now you can manipulate the star dimensions using these points. These are called duck points for circle. These are the 2 duck points for rectangle. These are the 2 duck points. Now suppose polygon. Suppose I am selecting a polygon, and any object you can draw. It's very fast color, so I am changing it. Using a fill color, I am changing the color. Now using SP-line tool, I can create any object. Right click on it and loop SP-line. The object is created. Now suppose to change the color, I am selecting any light color using fill tool. Now to make a smooth move, so this is how we can use different tools. Text tool, select the color, click here and type. You can see here. Okay students, so that's all for today. Here we have completed all the tools, and this is how we complete our chapter number 2. So all the students are advised to download the Simpig animation software if they are using Windows operating system, and practice all these tools in a application. Okay, thank you.